Hey, welcome back to Dealing with the Deckers. I'm Candace Decker on the Gulf Coast of Florida, and this is my co-host, fellow realtor, and sister-in-law, Jamie Decker, in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. And we're so excited because we have Meredith Franklin on today. So Meredith is in Boise, Idaho, which is one of the hottest real estate markets in the country right now. A ton of people are moving to the area. You guys have a lot of cool things going on. So we wanted to find out what the Boise scoop is. So first off, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So you moved from California to Boise a year ago. You relocated your family. What made you move to the area?
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Yes, I'm born and raised California, started from the top, went all the way down to the bottom to San Diego throughout my life, my 35 years. And because I've lived in Boise now for almost exactly a year. We're coming up on that anniversary. To give you a little backstory, my husband is a major hunter and has come to Idaho to hunt. And he's been begging me for probably 5 years to move here. And I just didn't see ourselves moving out of a state that our whole family had lived in. He had family there, so just moving our whole lives away from what we knew was a big decision. And so it wasn't until I'd say 2018, laws were changing within the school system, and my children, we decided to not vaccinate, and we had medical exemptions. And so those medical exemption cards were actually going to be completely erased and mean nothing for my children. So that was really the start of it, where I was like, okay, we need to go, we need to leave. Let's start fixing our house. Let's get everything in order. I'd never been to Boise, which for those of you who don't know, it's Boise, and they know you're out of state if you say so. It's Boise, and there's different, a little different that you wouldn't know how to say them. But so my husband's been a hunter his whole life, and this was just more of an area that he felt like he could be, I don't know, more accepted in a sense. I know that kind of sounds weird. But this state also still had medical freedom and the freedom of choice, and also the gun laws are different here. So there were a lot of reasons for us to go to this state. We'd sold our home January 2020. I visited February 2020, found our home because we were going to be homeless within a day. And March 26th of 2020, we moved during the pandemic, and we've never looked back, and I've never been back to California since. So
wow. So are you seeing a lot of Californians moving to Idaho right now?
Yeah, actually, yes, of course, a ton of, we consider them refugees, really, because like the pandemic, it's definitely like a refugee exodus of Californians going everywhere. But there's been clients from Georgia. I've got one from North Carolina. Like, there are coming from different states as well, which is kind of fascinating to me. But definitely the majority of them are Californians. And I think the people that I know who are moving here are medical freedom seekers, and they want their gun law. They want to have their gun rights. So that's like the majority. And I would say typically people are coming here because not only do you get a mild winter, but you get all 4 seasons and close to the Pacific Northwest. So they have family in California still. It's not that bad of a drive or a flight. So it's not as bad as going all the way to the East Coast and then having your family on the West Coast. So it just is a good landing spot.
Yeah. Does any of it have to do with the taxes?
Yeah, so taxes, property tax, and we're noticing. So I don't know if people really understand how bad the water situation is in California, especially certain parts, like where my parents are specifically from. Their water bill is about $100 a month, and so coming to Boise, It's like all canals and it's all irrigated. So my water bill was about $5. So whether it's your electric bill, like my electric bill, we save maybe $100, and we had solar in California. So
yeah, so all of those things, like I noticed too, when people tend to come from one area to Florida, it's like those little things kind of start eating away at people until they're finally like, okay, I'm done.
yes.
So that makes sense. And it kind of sounds like your family went through the same thing. So do you think that is why the market is so hot in Boise? I got to say it right.
Boise. Yeah. So that and like commute times. So there's actually a really great podcast to check out where they kind of listen to stories from the Idaho, like about Californians moving in and the side of the Californians and why they're seeking almost like refuge here. We, as Californians, I mean, we love adventure. We love the outdoors. You know, we have the beach and we have the mountains. Well, Idaho, it's especially the Treasure Valley. It's such a hidden gem with it. We're surrounded by lakes. We're surrounded by ponds. You've got the mountains right there. From my doorstep, we have Bogus Basin, which is a ski slope, and it's open during the summer as well for there's a mountain coaster. So there's a lot of outdoor activity, very outdoor community. And you don't really have, the summers are pretty typical to like, I'd say California, where it gets to be about 100 without humidity. So you're in the 90s, some days 100 without humidity. So it's dry desert. And the commute times. So for us, what people don't really understand about Californians, depending on where you're from, my husband was driving about 2 hours there and back to work every day. So that just kind of got to us. And now he drives about 10 minutes. So you get your time back. And then obviously being able to go hunt like right out your back door. He's only gone, for a weekend, coming back. And just all the adventure and activities that you can do. So the affordability, the activities, and then the commute time being cut down. But not only that, and a huge factor for us being in San Diego is the crime. So when you hear certain stories from people, and I didn't grow up this way because I'm from the Bay Area, a really nice part of the Bay Area, the crime in San Diego is really, really bad in a lot of areas. And so when people say, like myself, it's very bizarre to see children walking to a bus, walking to school, riding their bikes without parents. That is something you won't see in San Diego. Like your child could be, like, it's very real. I have very dear friends to me who were attacked in broad daylight. Like, it's just, so the crime and the homeless and all of that is just so bad. People are like,
yeah.
So I'm assuming that, I was just gonna say, I'm assuming that obviously you're getting so many people that are coming there from California. I'm selling their, I'm sure, $1 million homes there. What is that doing to the market in Boise?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And both sides, okay, so it's crazy how fast it's gone. So from moving here almost exactly a year ago, our home could probably appraise and go for 100,000 more. It was probably within 6 months of us moving here, and we are in a brand new build, new development. So it is an anomaly to see what's happening. So, homes that were going a year ago, brand new builds and brand new communities for like about 600, maybe 650, are now going for about 850, depending on the location and the size. So, I mean, resale homes, we don't have enough. The demand is so high. We don't have enough supply that people are outbidding or getting in like I would say like putting down 10 to 20% more offering and like cash offers. I mean, It's why, because the San Franciscans, don't need to live in San Francisco. So they're leaving, they're buying all the homes, whether it's in the Bay Area or San Diego or wherever, so they can buy those properties for a lot. those people who are being pushed out of their homes come here and then they can buy for a lot. So it's the demand. There's like nothing available. So are you going to be willing to wait for a build? And then the builds, we're noticing with the builders, they're no longer doing custom homes because they just need to build homes. They're like, how can we get us out spec homes? And then they are now saying it's going to be highest and best offer, but your house may not appraise for that. So it's crazy.
So what does let's just throw out 500,000. What does that get you in Boise?
So actually, I was searching today. So as of today, because it changes literally every day, but on the area. So Boise the Treasure Valley is kind of made up of Boise and the north end. The north end of Boise is really nice. You got the foothills. There's Eagle's highly sought after. Those homes are a little bit more expensive. Then there's Star, which is up and coming. Those homes can go for a little bit more too, a little under Eagle. And Caldwell, Nampa, and Kuna starts with a K. Looks like Kuna. It's Kuna. It's very weird, but so those are going to be you'll get a little bit more land in like Caldwell, Nampa, Middleton. And they'll be a little less, but so for 500,000, you can get like a 4-bedroom, possibly 3-bath on a half to a quarter acre, potentially a new home. But if it's resale, it could be 500,000, but then what is it going to how much are they actually going to offer? $50,000 to $100,000 more, highest and best offer is going to be taken. So that's kind of like 4 to 5 bed, 2,700 square feet, a decent yard, but say half acre. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. But it depends on the area, because Eagle, you may get like a two-bedroom, 1-bath house. So it just depends.
Interesting. Yeah. So I want to switch gears here. You did something in COVID times that I thought was so cool when your kids were not in school. So tell us about the school that you enrolled your kids in this year.
Yeah, so I'm really struggling, like every parent, and parents are probably still struggling. I just knew I was not going to homeschool my kids. I am not cut out for that. We've tried it before. So I wanted to find we personally didn't want to put our kids in mask. My daughter and son have some issues, and so I just was not going to put them in a mask. I wanted them to go to school, wanted things to be normal as they could. So we first tried a teacher, like a mother who's a teacher, and paying her with her kids. That didn't really work out. We did that for about 6 weeks. It didn't work out. So I felt very crunched for time to figure out what the heck I was going to do with my kids. So we found this school here, and it's called the Guardians Academy, and it's brand new as of, I think 2020 was its first year, where it's fully outdoor. So my kids they're going to school learning how to forage, how to make, like my daughter was like, we made a salve for like, if you get a cut, like from things that they found. They're learning how to blacksmith, they're doing archery, cooking and sewing, they're building shelters, fires. My daughter came home, she's like, Mom, I passed my knife safety test. like, coming from California, where it's like, if there's a knife, you're expelled. Like, you don't, where she has to bring a knife, she's whittling, they're just, it's really cool because in times like these, with the craziness that's going on, it's kind of neat to be able to have that, I guess, under their belt, at least that foundation of survival. And, they grew up with hunting and fishing anyways. So it's kind of like helping. They have tracking for hunting, a tracking class, and then they do like astrology, but they are doing writing and math as well, and reading. But it's just all of those things together. It's really kind of cool.
So do they like it? Have they enjoyed it this year?
Yeah, they actually so I'm a super social person. My kids are very, very social. So not having people around was really difficult, ended every day in tears. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do this school. You guys are going to I think this is going to be great, but we started in November, and in Idaho, it kind of gets really cold. So it's bizarre, but my kids go to school with like 3 pairs of pants. They go with like 3 or 4 layers of, they'll wear snow pants. They wear snow boots. I mean, it's outdoor for majority of it. I would say, there are shelters. They can go in this big barn and stuff like that. There are toilets and things like that, but like it is outdoor. So they're wearing layers.
That is awesome. I love that.
It's kind of
awesome. So Meredith, you are so much fun on Instagram. So if anybody wants to look up your Instagram, which I highly suggest you do, where can they find you?
Okay, so it's just Meredith, MEREDITH_Franklin. Super simple. Find me on there, and I try to share everything Boise related, because I know, coming from California and the whole coast, like I know how hard it is to, number one, meet people. Like I'm all about where to shop and what to do. So find me on there. I'll hopefully educate something.
Yeah, so if you have questions about the Boise, Idaho, I hope I said it right, market, reach out to Meredith on Instagram or Facebook. We'll tag you on this post as well. So thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next Dealing with the Deckers.
Awesome.
Bye.
Later.